Well, I guess you can call this one God Don't Like Ugly Part 2. Yep, God Don't Like Ugly Part 2. Part 1 told you that Bishop got arrested, tried, convicted, and is now on his way to prison because he's awaiting sentencing. We also gave you an idea of some of the charges that he'll be facing or he was facing and was convicted of. Today, this video, part 2, we're going to have a look into his life and his lifestyle. Yeah, we're going to uncover some secrets and we are going to set the record straight. Welcome back to BrainFLoTv, Hot Topics TV. You already know, if the topic is hot, we're on it. I'm Jamaican by default, right? Even though I was raised in the U.S. So in Jamaica, we have a saying that says, long run, short catch. It means you've been doing this for a while. You thought you were going to get away with it all. But your ass got caught. Long run, short catch. All right, here we go, man. So he's known as the Brooklyn Bling Bishop. And he's notorious for his lavish lifestyle. His lavish lifestyle comes complete with a fleet of luxury cars. Oh, hold on. We're just discovering that a part of what he was convicted for was hiding his assets. So our first video, part 1 that we did, the house was undervalued. The amount of cars he owns, vehicles, whatever, was understated. So we're going to get into the right stuff. This is what was uncovered. So back to the top. He's known as the Brooklyn Bling Bishop. And he's notorious for his lavish lifestyle. You've seen him. He's flashy. You know, he lets everybody know that I got it and I got it on me. His lifestyle comes complete with a fleet of luxury cars. We'll get into the luxury cars in a minute. We're not talking small change here, people. Pay attention. His mansion is actually estimated at a 2.8 million. Actually not estimated, it was appraised. Because you know, once they take you into the federal court system and they start uncovering stuff, they start actually going through an appraisal. They find some jewelry. They're like, let's see if this jewelry is actually real. Have it tested. And then have a appraiser give us a proper today's market value for things. Right. So before, it said that he lives in a $1 million mansion. His mansion that he lives in was appraised at actually almost $3 million. It's like 2.895 something million dollars. So we'll go with 2.8. His wardrobe, they said, is filled to the brim with designer wares and nothing but designer wares in them. The cheapest piece they found in there, I was told, was $5,000, and it was a jacket. Lamar Miller Whitehead is his name. Again, on the last video, we said that he was 47. Turns out, by birth paper, he is 45 years old. He ran a church. His church is located in Canarsie, Brooklyn, New York. And it's called Leaders of Tomorrow International Ministries. Now, y'all might remember him from 2022 when he blasted to the news headlines saying that he was robbed because a video showed up where he was preaching in his church and masked men came in with guns and apparently robbed him of what was $400,000 worth of jewelry while he was live streaming. Well, that $400,000 worth of jewelry he claimed was $1 million worth of jewelry. And he had insurance on it. And he collected on the insurance. And I told y'all, from the minute I saw that video, I thought that was a fraud scheme. And he was in on the fraud scheme. He also repeatedly claimed to have close ties with New York Mayor Eric Adams, which we went over. And Mayor Eric Adams has since said, we're not close like that. You know, I worked the same beat in these streets for decades. And I came across people who are doing business. You know, we smile and we chat. There are photo opportunities where photos were taken. But this isn't my buddy. He made people believe that we're buddies. Like, we go out to dinner together. You know, his family knows my family, kind of thing. We're not close like that. But then a slew of fraud charges landed. And this flashy man off the cloth, hallelujah, Lamar Miller Whitehead, he was found guilty. And he was found guilty of 5 counts, including wire fraud, attempted extortion, and of course, lying to the FBI, covering up his assets, hiding money in places. Turns out the brother has more money hidden, and they're uncovering all his secrets. Yep. The one that got them, though, was the older, elderly single mother that she is now out of $90,000 after he promised he was going to do this and do that, and he didn't do either. He just took her money and straight up used her money and said, F her. That was kind of low. Now, since being arrested, he has often shown up at court. And while he was showing up to court, was amazing everybody. Because they said while he was showing up to court, he went to his court hearings in Gucci tuxedos and Fendi blazers, one of which cost a whopping $2,000 for the blazer. This man, come on, you live in New York, Canal Street, wherever else with the knockoffs. I mean, they have some certified knockoffs in New York. Like, if you put it right next to the originals that come straight out of the store, the Gucci store, the Fendi store, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. But this brother was not about saving coins. He went to and he had He was pictured wearing a massive, shiny ruby ring and a diamond watch as he attended court. I mean, he had no chill. You would think he would go to court, you would dress it down, right? If this was me, I would have went and got a plain white shirt with a tie, couple of white shirts, white, black shirts with different color ties, some black slacks, and normal dress shoes. Nope, he went up in the courtroom with this massive shiny ass ruby ring and diamond watch. And then you're bragging that your diamonds are real, your ruby is priceless, you got on this much amount of jewelry on you. Man, listen, he was poking the bear, okay? He was tempting the justice system, okay? And you know, them people up in that office, and you know what I mean when I say them people up in that office, boy, they don't like you looking like that. That judge does not want to look down and see you down there trying to plead your case with a $50,000 ring on one of your fingers, with a $250,000 watch on one of your wrists. The fraudster even attended his trial at the Manhattan Federal Court in February wearing a $3,000 Fendi backpack. $3,000, just his backpack alone was $3,000. Now, on top of his ostentatious style, Whitehead also used the cash from his multiple schemes for his car payments and to spruce up his properties. They were trailing him. He didn't know it. They had pictures and everything. When these people get on you and they start surveying and doing surveillance from, y'all seen enough of these movies, man. They stake out all night in a car that you don't recognize. You're wondering why the hell is that ugly ass white van parked at the end of my street? Because there's a camera in it that's pointed to you and your house and your movements, your goings and your comings, your visitors. What car are you pulling out in today? How many cars you got in that garage? How many luxury vehicles do you have behind them property walls? Well, they found out. One time he was seen in a white Rolls Royce with a bright orange exterior. Actually, it was an interior, bright orange interior. The particular one that he was seen in was valued at $470,000. I told y'all, we talking about big money. Just one of his cars. The particular Rolls Royce he was seen in, I don't know if this was a Cullinan, but the particular Rolls Royce he was seen in was valued at $470,000. Now check it. The particular Rolls Royce he was seen in, they actually start at $300,000. So either way, if he got the base model, he still would have been playing with the money. But the way his was tricked out, customized, I told you this brother was, man, he was not shaving a penny. He was not trying to lay low. $470,000. That's one car. Then they caught him driving around in Brooklyn on many occasions in another Bentley. Then they realized he has multiple Bentleys. Remember, these Bentleys start at $300K. One of his was $470K. And he has multiple of those Bentleys. Then they discovered his Maserati. Just go look it up what a Maserati is. He has a top of the line Maserati. Records now show that he purchased a mansion in Paramus, New Jersey. And the mansion is currently listed on the market, not for sale, but appraised at market value at $2.8 million. He was getting to the money. He was seriously getting to the money. I don't know, man, church people are weird. Church people are weird because you will have a pimp pastor right in front of them that shows up on time every worship session, service, whatever you want to call it. And it'll be clear as day to anybody that is outside of their religion or outside of their congregation that this person is pimping y'all. But they'll go there religiously like they're under a spell. They'll take out their last dollar and they'll take it to him. And they'll give it to him. And they'll bow down at his feet. I hate to say this, but his congregation was made up of largely women, black women. And I can't help but to think, because I've heard somebody say this before, these black women that you see go to these churches, especially where the leader, pastor, man in charge is like Bishop Whitehead, you know, flamboyantly dressed, Gucci down, Fendi'd up from the toes to the head, from the head to the toe. They're doing their research, these women. They're checking out the Cullinan. They're checking out the Bentleys. They're checking out the Maserati. They're checking out how he is flipping rides. They're checking out the cologne that he's wearing. They go look it up and see what expensive cologne does Pastor have on today. They secretly lust after men like him. Some of them got husbands at home that they don't listen to as well as they listen to the instructions and follow through with the instructions of Bishop Whitehead. I want you to let that sink in. So when you see wifey getting dressed up to go to church and you know she got on that little church suit looking business skirt, long down to the knees type, and her little church hat and her designer bag to match her outfit, she's dressing up to be picked, hoping, have an affair with me. They don't give a damn about no first lady. He got a wife, all that. They will have an extramarital affair with him. They want to be touched by him. In their minds, this is God's anointed, but in their minds, is God's anointed in a sick way. The 9,000 square foot property, which is his home, which they discovered and appraised on the market for at least $2.8 million. It's a 9,000 square foot property. It has 6 bedrooms, 5.5 bathrooms. It has a sprawling driveway with a double car garage and a massive backyard with a porch and a very spacious lawn. The inside of the mansion has marble floors that are heated and a winding staircase, as well as a grand dining room with a huge, expensive crystal chandelier. His luxury property even has a home gym, a gaming room, a walk-in closet that looks like a department store, a movie theater, and an entire beauty salon, barbershop, hairstyle, beauty salon. On top of all this incredible stuff and his New Jersey mansion, records now show that he owns multiple apartment buildings in Hartford, Connecticut. See, the first video that we did, we said it was discovered that he owns one, or he was thought to own one apartment building. Records now show, and it was exposed in court, hiding his assets, that he owns multiple apartment buildings in Hartford, Connecticut. Now, obviously, the church money wasn't just the only money. The church money was a steady income because his congregation, his parishioners, they believed in him. So they kept going and kept giving him his money. But Brother Man was flipping the money the right way too. He has multiple apartment buildings that are occupied, that are earning a whole lot of money consistently. You know, everybody has to pay rent on a monthly basis, and then he pays off the mortgage to those, and whatever else comes from that is just straight profits. Right. This is the American way. In his mind is what he was saying. But it is. Then there's the white Rolls Royce. Then there's the jewelry. Then there's another $350,000 Rolls Royce that he arrived at the 5th Precinct in Manhattan back in May 2022. And this one is gray on black, not the white one with the orange interior. He's married to Asia Dusrius Whitehead. He has a wife, and they share 3 children: Jaden Lamore, Soraya, and Heaven. Now, after posting bail in 2022, I think they really started tracking him then. See, the feds, they'll set you up like that. They'll be like, put his bail at $1 million because we are doing our investigation and this man has money, but he's lying to us, right? So obviously he's not paying proper taxes, tax evasion, and we have a lot of complaints from people that he is taking their money and what he is doing with it. Let's see where he's stashing this money. I bet he'll pay for his freedom. Pull him in. Lay these charges. Put a high bail amount on him. Make it a cash-only bail. See if he could come up with this money. He posted the bail, $500,000. And then he went on a 15-minute rant right after posting the bail, condemning the fraud charges that he was facing while he was inside his expensive mansion. No chill. Now, before his lengthy record of deceit came to light, the Rolls-Royce driving bishop was trusted by many in his community. This is what U.S. Attorney Jessica Greenwood said at the time. They trusted you, guy. And the defendant abused that trust by lying to these people again and again and again and again. Typical of a lot of these so-called pastors or bishops or reverends or whatever you want to call them. He lied about how much money he had. He lied about his business plans because he didn't really have none. And he lied about having influence with powerful people, dropping names like Foxy Brown, like the mayor of New York, Eric Adams, and many more. All the while, his goal was to get the money to fund his properties and fund his extravagant lifestyle. No good intentions, just conning his way to maintain his luxury lifestyle. Damn. Wow. Now, on top of all that, we've had a look at a couple of his buildings, his wife. Somebody said his wife needs to be in prison as well because she knew what was going on all along and she was complicit. I don't know, man. I don't know. Do you think that his wife deserves to be behind bars with him? I mean, if that's the case, then, that means that the children would have to be placed in care or at least be given to one of their parents to raise for how many years they would put both of them in. His wife is busy being first lady, but she knows how to lay low. I'll do a separate video on the wife and who she is and what she's involved in. Right? End of the day, he's facing 45 years. Do I think they're going to give him 45 years? Nah, I don't think they're going to give him 45 years. I think that they are going to give him probably about 8 to 10 years. Now, if he's gone for 8 to 10 years, my bet is he has something set in place where his family will be safe. And it's the wise thing to do. Right? Listen, let's leave this one right here for now. And we'll continue to follow the Bishop Whitehead story. His sentencing is set before Judge Lorna G. Schofield, and it's scheduled for July 1st. Let's see what happens then. Leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll catch you on the next video. God don't like ugly. Long run, short catch. I'm out. Peace.